So why is keeping your money close and your deductions even closer important? Because of this. The more money you make, the more the IRS will take. Wouldn't it be great to get a raise on your job that is double your current salary? Anybody would say yes. I remember that time in my life. I went from making $10,000 a paycheck to $20,000 a paycheck. I thought I was rich and famous, okay? Well, when I got the $10,000 check, my take-home pay was about $8,500. I have a husband, 3 children, plus me, that's 5 allowances. So when I was expecting the $20,000 check, I expected to get at least $16,000 or $17,000, right? Wrong. When I got the check, it was a little over $9,000. I started getting dizzy. I almost passed out, but I realized I couldn't pass out because I needed my money. So I went in my office and I called the IRS. They said, well, why'd you call the IRS? I said, because they got my money. FICA and them got it. Has it ever happened to you? Well, guess what? You got to keep your money close and your deductions even closer. And the way to do that, I've talked about it already, you have got to master running your empire from home with a home-based business. Why? Because when you have a home-based business, you do number 3 in the steps to getting to financial freedom. 1, you must spend less money. 2, you must get more money. And 3, you must get your money back. So stay tuned while I tell you how to keep your money close and your deductions even closer. So when that paycheck disappeared right before my eyes, I started learning all about the tax code. So my tax coach is a man named Sandy Bakken. He's a former IRS tax attorney. He used to train the agents on how to come out and get people. And because he actually likes all of us, he decided to teach self-employed, home-based business owners who are running their empires from home how to maximize their deductions by understanding the tax code so you can get as many deductions as possible legally, ethically, and all with the permission of the IRS. So guess what? You gotta keep your money close and your deductions even closer. So how do you keep your money close and your deductions even closer? Well, first, you must have a home-based business. I know you may have another business. You may have a corporation. You may have an LLC with someone else, but you must have a home-based business where you are operating as a sole proprietor or as an LLC that's operating as a sole proprietorship. Why? Because the IRS loves businesses. The IRS loves businesses so much that they make it harder for employees to write off things, and they make it easier for business owners, self-employed business owners, to get tax write-offs. Let me give you a few examples. If you are an employee and you leave your house and you drive to work, you do not get that money back. That's not a tax write-off. But if you have a home-based business and you're running your empire from home, every time you leave your house for business, you get to write off the mileage or you get to write off the expenses. What expenses? The car note, the gas, the maintenance, the repairs, the annual registration fees. All of that becomes eligible for a tax write-off when you are living your life like a business. When you drive your car for business, you get your money back. When you drive your car for personal reasons, you don't. When you use your cell phone for business, you get that money back. But if you use your cell phone only for personal reasons, you do not. When you go out to eat, remember those family members and friends I told you to hire? When you go out to eat to discuss business with your employees, your contractors, your potential business partners, or your clients, you get that money back. But when you go out to eat for personal reasons, you don't. You want to take a vacation? Well, you don't get your money back when you go on vacation. But if you take a business trip, you do. If you decide to take a business trip, you can meet with clients, you can discuss items with distributors, you can record a video for your business, or you can seek out distributors, clients, and other referral partners. And guess what? You get to write off the transportation, the hotel and lodging, you get to write off your meals, and when you come home from your business trip, you even get to write off the dry cleaning for the clothing that you use during business on your business trip. And when you stop doing business, now you can do all the things that you were going to do on your vacation. You can spend time with family and friends. You can go to the beach. You can go to the picnic, the family reunion, the class reunion, or anywhere you're trying to go. Just make sure it's a business trip so you can get your money back. That's how you keep your money close and your deductions even closer. Running your empire from home is another way to keep your money close and your deductions closer. Why? Because when you have a home-based business, now you get to write off a percentage of your rent, a percentage of your mortgage, a percentage of your utilities, a percentage of your landscaping. You get to write off a percentage of your cable or internet. All of the things that it takes to run your home now become eligible for a tax write-off when you have a home-based business and you have a home office. Your home office doesn't have to be a whole room. It can be a specific place in the home. But the key is this. Documentation is everything. That space can only be used for business. No playing games in there, no sleepovers in there for family members. That space is used exclusively for business, and that's how you keep your money close and your deductions even closer. So how do you know if your space is a home office that's eligible for tax deductions? Well, here's a few clues. If you're sleeping in the room, it is not a home office. If you're watching TV with your boo or your kids, it is not a home office. If you're playing video games or using it as a place to do woosah, it is not a home office. If you're taking client meetings, yes, it's a home office. If you are on the phone strategizing with business partners on Zoom, yes, it's a home office. If you are doing administrative tasks, doing your bookkeeping or setting up appointments, yes, it's a home office. If you're going to keep your money close and your deductions closer, of course, you know why you need a home-based business. You know what expenses you can deduct if you have a home-based business. But now, how do you live your life like a business? Well, the first thing you do is to ask yourself this question every time you spend money. Is this a business expense? If it is not a business expense, then how can you make it a business expense? Let me give you an example. How about driving to the theater to see a movie? Well, guess what? Entertainment is not a tax-deductible business expense. However, if you drive to the restaurant across the street from the movie and have dinner with your business partners who happen to be family members or friends, then the drive to the restaurant and the meal becomes a tax write-off. What about those kids? Your kids need school clothes and school supplies. So now ask yourself this question. Is this a business expense? If the answer is no, how can you make it a business expense? Well, you can hire your children to work in your business. They can help you with social media. They can help you with bookkeeping. They can help you with event setup, event breakdown, planning. They can help with any area in the business that is allowable and that is not dangerous. Children can work in your home-based business and they are not subject to any labor laws as long as the work is not dangerous and as long as they're working in a parent's home. So they can help with social media. They can help with bookkeeping. They can help with event setup and all kinds of things. So now, instead of buying that new video game, you pay your child to work in your business. They get a salary. The salary is now a tax write-off to you. It's free income to them up to the first $12,500. And now everybody wins. You're keeping your money close and your deductions even closer. So you got to keep your money close and your deductions even closer. Why? Because here's the harsh truth. The rich pay less in taxes per dollar than the poor. It is well known that a very, very famous man, he pays less in taxes than his secretary who makes less than 1% of his annual salary. The reason why he pays less taxes than his secretary is because of the tax code. The tax code is set up under two systems. There's one system for employees and there's another system for businesses. If you are an employee and you make $50,000 a year, they're going to take $15,000 off the top for taxes. You have to now live off the remaining $35,000. At the end of the year, when you spend your money on food and shelter and clothing, and you still don't have enough money, you still get taxed on the whole $50,000 anyway. But if you are a business and you make $50,000, First, you get to write off the meals, the food, the transportation, and all of the business expenses. And if that's $35,000, then you only get taxed on the rest, which is $15,000. So the tax code is set up under two systems, one for employees and one for businesses. And the tax code favors businesses. That's why you have to keep your money close and your deductions closer. Meanwhile, 93% of most employees are overpaying their taxes. You must keep your money close and your deductions closer. So these are my tips on how to keep your money close and your deductions even closer. First and foremost, learn how to live your life like a business. Remember, the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. You want to live your life like a business so you can keep more of your hard-earned money. Number 2, document your legitimate business expenses. Meals, family employees, mobile phones and computers, and all of your car and truck expenses. Number 3, before you spend money on anything, I'm talking about anything, ask yourself this question: is this a business expense? If the answer is no, rethink the expense, categorize it as a tax deduction so you can keep your money close and your deductions closer. So you just checked out how to keep your money close and your deductions closer. Remember, the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. So you got to learn how to live your life like a business. I'm Lynn Richardson. Thank you for watching.